The Congregation of the Daughters of Charity is a Catholic religious order for women. They are present in Canada, the United States, Brazil, and Colombia. The main house is in Montreal. The congregation was founded in the 17th century by Saints Vincent de Paul and Louise de Marillac. The main task of the congregation is to serve the poor and sick, and to care for those in need. Its nuns wear gray habits, robes, which is where their nickname Grey Nuns comes from. The congregation runs shelters for women and children in difficult life situations, nursing homes, and rehabilitation centers for the disabled. They distribute food and clothing to the needy, and homeless. Chateauguay is a heritage site for the Grey Nuns community in Canada. The legacy left by the sisters is very large. The congregation played and still plays an important role in the life of Montreal, especially through its social projects. The community of the Sisters of Charity of Montreal, the Grey Nuns, was founded in 1737 by Marie-Marguerite to care for the poor. In 1765, Marie-Marguerite received the Chateauguay estate as a donation, becoming its last seigneur. For over 200 years, the community of Grey Nuns inhabited the island of Chateauguay. The nuns established an orchard and a small dairy farm, growing wheat, barley, oats, buckwheat, and vegetables. Defending life in all its forms is the community's motto, helping to preserve the island's exceptional natural area. Asterisk for a long time. The seigneury was the most important place in the community after Montreal General Hospital. Asterisk after the suppression of the seigneuries. The community retained the island of St. Bernard and the commune. In 2014, the last 3 Grey Nuns living on St. Bernard left the place after 249 years of the congregation's presence in the region. Asterisk more recently. The community ceded most of the island it owned to the Quebec government, ensuring that the land would be protected in perpetuity and open to public access. This portion forms the Marie-Marguerite Wildlife Refuge, named after the founder of the Grey Nuns of Montreal. Asterisk in 1832. During a cholera epidemic in Chateauguay, the priest Pierre Grenier erected a red cross on the hill to ward off the scourge. The disease retreated. For 20 years, the population came here on pilgrimage. After 22 years, Sister Deschamps replaced the cross with an 18-foot rotunda, a round building with a crucifix in the center. Asterisk in the late 19th century, another 7-foot cross was erected after the rotunda toppled during a storm. In 1922. Lightning struck the existing cross, which was later replaced. In 1949. A storm destroyed it again, and another wrought iron cross was built. It is this cross that can be admired today at the top of St. Bernard Island. Thus, the cross on the hill has changed 5 times. Asterisk around 1862. The Catholic Church sanctioned the cult of Our Lady of Lourdes. Since the early 20th century, numerous replicas of the grotto with the statue of the Virgin Mary have been built around the world, including one on the island of St. Bernard. Today, there are more than 50 grottos of Notre Dame de Lourdes in Quebec. Asterisk. The grotto was built in 1957 in honor of Our Lady of Lourdes to preserve the island of St. Bernard during the construction of a canal for the St. Laurent River for the sea route. Initial plans called for the sea route to cross the island. Through negotiations, plans were changed and the sea route was built around the island of St. Bernard. Asterisk. Construction of the seaway lasted from 1954 to 1959. The seaway connects the Great Lakes and the St. Laurent River with the Atlantic Ocean. Asterisk in 1896. It was decided to bury the sisters of the community on the top of a hill on the island of St. Bernard. The cemetery was restored in 1948 to accommodate double graves, allowing more sisters to be buried. The cemetery still stands on the top of the island's hill. Asterisk, only nuns of the community are buried there. With the exception of 2 orphans adopted by the nuns, their tombstones stand out from the others. All the tombstones are identical. There is no hierarchy. Higher stones mean that 3 nuns are buried in one place. There are more than 1,480 nuns buried in the cemetery. The windmill on St. Bernard Island in Chateauguay is one of the last 18 windmills in Quebec. This mill is one of the oldest in North America and the only one in Quebec with a curved door. St. Bernard Island was an ideal location for a windmill. Construction of the windmill on the island began in 1686. Its construction is attributed to the Lemoyne family, who owned the Chateauguay estate at the time. The mill is a modest tower mill, 21 feet above the ground. Asterisk. The tower has 2 entrances, with a ground floor and 2 upper floors. The conical roof covers the mill mechanism. Asterisk. There is a historical record of a priest dating back to these years. Asterisk in 1683. New France was at war with the Iroquois, the Indians who inhabited the land. The Chateauguay mill then served as a redoubt. The loopholes inside the latter demonstrate the building's dual function. During the conflict, an officer was shot near the mill. The priest recorded the burial certificate in his registers. Today, September 10, 1690, in this Church of the Holy Angels, the body of the deceased Jean Lemaitre was buried, killed there yesterday by enemy Iroquois near the mill of the said castle. Asterisk in 1760. St. Bernard Island was leased by the community of Grey. Nuns from Montreal, and the windmill was reconstructed. Asterisk in 1765. The founder of the community, Marie-Marguerite Duville, noted the unprofitability of the windmill, which was too exposed to strong winds and whose site was difficult to access for the increasingly numerous tenants, and the mill was closed. The construction of a water mill on the Chateauguay River began, asterisk in 1865. The mill, which was in danger of collapsing, was covered with a tin roof. It was then restored and turned into a chapel called Bethlehem, with a statue of St. Joseph. This statue fell in 1910 due to a hurricane. The following year, it was replaced with a cast iron copy. And from 1865 onwards, the mill served as a crypt for storing the bodies of nuns during the winter. Asterisk, if you are in Montreal, be sure to visit this amazing island in Chateauguay on Lake St. Louis. This peaceful oasis has a historical heritage.